as you can tell, I'm a little bit bigger person. So weight and inflammation has always been a big problem. And then November of 2021, I experienced what I thought was a cramp in my leg while I was getting into bed. Mind you, I take care of my elderly parents, and I also have an elder sister living in the home that does not work and is on disability. So downtime for me is not an option. That night I sat up thinking I had a cramp. I sat on my bed for about 3 hours before I cried for help from my mother. She got me up. We made it to the restroom, and I said, Mom, I just need to walk it out. I got back to my room. The next morning, I could not. I woke up in between, screaming in pain. I scared my dad half to death. But I couldn't stand. I couldn't walk. Again, that knee, I was listening to the young lady before us, and my heart, I was just like, my heart was beating 1,000 miles a minute. We ended up calling an ambulance. I went to the ER, and they took x-rays, told me I had massive arthritis, which I already knew I had arthritis. They gave me a pain pill, told me I needed a complete knee replacement, and sent me out in a wheelchair. From that point forward, for the next few days, I did everything I could. I was on a walker, went through the Thanksgiving holidays, finally got into my doctor, the GP, and she said, we knew about your arthritis, but this was not, you may need a replacement at some point. But what had happened was I had a Baker's cyst that I never heard of before rupture in my leg. And my leg expanded to over 1 inch larger than my other leg. And it was still, and it was quite painful. So it was through, we're into February now of 2022. And I went to my boss and I said, I just don't know how much longer I can stand this. Cause I literally went from the wheelchair to a walker, and I kept pushing myself. And then I went to a rolling chair where I could walk down the hallways. I was doing everything I could to get off because I could not be debilitated. I could not be down. And he said, just a minute, I need to call my wife. And he called Sarah. She come in and she introduced me to the patch. It was a pain patch, that Ice Wave at that point. And then after a day or two of that, we sat down and we discussed, and I started the 39. And I am no longer walking with a walker. I have a truck, and I love my truck, and I'm loving my truck even better now because I can get in and out of it. I am walking with my head up instead of looking at the ground so I don't hit the ground. Things that were really tough, but things are really getting better. I'm a work in progress, and these patches have truly, truly helped me walk.
Before the patches and before this even happened, sleeping was not something that was really great for you at night. And now now how's your sleep?
I am sleeping through the night. I am sleeping through the night. I don't get up multiple times during the night. When I go to bed, I get up when my alarm rings. I actually have nails. I know it seems funny, but they don't break off. They're not chipping. They're not peeling. My fingernails are growing strong. I bent one back the other day going, oh no, thinking, and it just flexed right back. It didn't tear down to the skin. I was amazed. I was so thankful. I can stand before. It was like when I was walking, wherever I get, I'd have to sit. Now I can at least stand for a few minutes, and every day it's getting longer. I'm walking without assistance. It's just, my leg has gone down to probably about 1/4 of an inch now instead of 1 inch larger.
Wow.
The inflammation is going down. Mm-hmm. I've been on the patches for only 3.5 months. Okay. And when I could really realize that it kicked in was probably about 2.5 weeks. I could feel a difference in my body.